How long do Facebook ads take to work for your landscaping business? Well, if you're asking that question right now, I'm willing to bet that you're either thinking about running Facebook ads or you're running Facebook ads right now and you're not getting a whole lot of results and you're starting to wonder, how long is this actually going to take? Well, in this video, I'm going to break down exactly how long it takes to get results with Facebook ads for your landscaping business. And I'm also going to break down these 3 different phases in a campaign within your first 90 days of what to expect with realistic expectations. What's going on, you guys? This is Matt Thibeau here with Savant Marketing Agency. And in this video, we're going to talk about how long does it actually take for Facebook ads to work for your landscaping business. And I'm just going to give you some realistic expectations so that when you're going into a Facebook ads campaign, you're going to have a solid idea of just how long are you actually in this for and what can you expect in ROI and how long it's going to take. Now, I want to preface this video with, probably the reason you're watching this, like I said, is that you're probably thinking about running Facebook ads and maybe you've done some marketing in the past and, maybe you didn't have a great experience. Maybe it took way too long for you to see results. Or maybe you have some SEO trauma is what I call it, where you've invested in some SEO in the past and it took like 6 months and the agency that you were working with was just saying like, oh, just wait a little longer, results are coming, just wait a little longer. But at a certain point, you do have to cut the cord if it doesn't seem like marketing is actually really turning the needle for you. So I'm going to make this video here and really delineate what exactly you can expect within your first 90 days of doing Facebook ads for your landscaping business. And I can't talk about what results other agencies or other marketers would be doing, but this, in my opinion, is what our realistic results are. And I'm really talking from the experience of our own agency running ads for clients and kind of what we preface them with in terms of expectations and all that stuff. So I've got some good news for you. Like I said, this is going to be a 90-day breakdown. So it's not like you're going to be taking 6 months to be able to see results with a strategy like Facebook ads. The good news is that Facebook ads results are fairly quick. However, it depends on what you define as results within the first 90 days. So we're going to jump into everything here. And like I said, I'm going to delineate all of that for you. Before we get into this, I just want to offer you guys a free Facebook ads template of the exact creatives and ad copy that you need for your landscaping business. So if you would like to have a free template where I give you all of the templates so it makes it super easy for you to just pop in exactly what you need, and then the ad copy, you just pop into the template exactly your offers and where you're located. It will make it super simple for you to get a head start on your Facebook ads. Shoot me a text message at this number with Facebook template as the word, and I'll shoot that over to you absolutely free just as a thank you for watching this video. And I think it's really going to be helpful for you. Anyway, text me and I'll send you over that template. So let's jump right into things here. So basically, let's start with like the first 90 days, like I said. So for phase number 1, which is the first 30 days of actually launching your campaign, I'm going to break down what you can expect in terms of results. So in my opinion, in the first 30 days of a Facebook ads campaign, that is going to be the testing phase. What is this phase? This means that we are putting out a bunch of different ads, and basically what we're seeing is what's working and what's not working and what do we need to actually pivot, right? Because you should be putting out multiple different ads to be able to see what works and what doesn't. So for the first 30 days, you're really going to be testing a lot and just seeing what's working. Now, with that being said, you should see leads come through within the first 24 to 48 hours. That is my opinion. That's what we typically see within our agency. Now, those leads that come through within the first 24 to 48 hours, they may not be the most qualified, simply because we are still in the testing phase, and so we're putting out different ads and messaging to see what works and what doesn't, right? Now, we've had clients that have closed deals within their first week of turning on Facebook ads, but I don't think that that's a very realistic expectation to set. A realistic expectation, like I said, would be leads to come in within the first 48 hours. However, those leads still need to be refined in terms of the quality. So In terms of getting the quality there and being able to adjust maybe the targeting or the messaging to be able to attract the right type of person that you're really looking for your ads, I would say within the first 2 weeks is where that testing phase would be starting to be dialed in, right? So that's where we can make some really simple changes, messaging tweaks, offer tweaks, tweaks of maybe like the ad creative, to be able to make sure that the quality of those leads is getting a little bit better over that time. So within the first 2 weeks, you should be getting leads and they should be moving towards the direction of being more qualified. Now, for some of you, that might seem really, really fast. Probably because you've been working with other agencies who maybe have done SEO, or maybe you've been trying other Facebook ad strategies. But the specific strategies that we recommend that you can see on my channel are going to have results much faster than that. So within that first 30 days, you should be getting leads and they should be moving towards more qualified leads. And some of the things specifically that we're going to be testing within the testing phase, like I said, are going to be different ads, a mixture of different like images and videos. We're also going to be experimenting with the targeting as well. So what's working? Broad targeting? Is it interest-based targeting? Is it maybe a lookalike audience with like a custom audience targeting? Those would be the main things that we'd be really testing within the first 30 days. Now, in terms of expectations, I would say that a great expectation to have within the first 30 days of a Facebook ads campaign would be simply to just start moving up your numbers of estimates that you're putting out there. Like I said, we do have clients that basically pay for the entire campaign within their first 30 days and start closing sales within their first 30 days. But I would say generally the average kind of like realistic expectation would be that you are now putting out a lot more estimates than you were before in your first 30 days. So you're putting out more estimates, you're meeting with people, you're making some good connections. And that is a very realistic expectation, I would say, in the first 30 days, because it's going to take time for that sales cycle to really work through. It's not like, all the time when you deliver an estimate to someone that they're ready to go and then you close the deal right then on the spot. That would be great, but more realistic expectation in the first 30 days is that you have increased the amount of estimates that you're putting out there. So that brings us to phase number 2, which is the optimization phase. This is typically within the first 60 days of a campaign. Now, at this phase, 60 days in, you should be closing deals. This is where those estimates that you've put through should be moving forward and you should be closing sales 60 days into a Facebook ads campaign. Some of the things specifically that we're optimizing at this point are going to be things like offers. So maybe a little bit more of like a bigger thing to be focusing on. So offers are things that we're optimizing. Also at this point, we know exactly what type of creatives are actually working. So we know if pictures are working or videos are working better, or maybe that specific angle, that specific type of video. So basically we're just doubling down now at this point on what's actually working to just get more of that, right? And so the whole optimizing section phase is basically we already know what works now, and now we are doubling down on that, and we are just focusing on basically lowering the cost per lead and making sure that the estimates are going out are actually getting closed. So at this point, you should be seeing some kind of ROI on your campaign within the first 60 days of running Facebook ads. Now that brings us to phase number 3 for the scaling section. So really the scaling section, this is where a lot of the magic happens, because at this point, you're putting out more estimates and you should be closing deals at this point. And we also know what works and what people are responding to and what kind of creatives are working and what offers are working as well. And so essentially at this point, what I like to focus on mostly is appointment setting and what's happening on the back end of the business. Because at this point, we're closing deals, we're putting out estimates, we know what works, but now we want to be able to see, okay, what exactly is happening on the back end that maybe we can put a little bit more gusto and work into to get just a little bit more results. Because you could be doing everything right on the marketing side of things, but then if on the sales side of things, let's say that we see that your closing rate is a little bit lower, your booking rate is a little bit low, that's where, before we start scaling things up, we want to make sure that all of the numbers actually make sense for your Facebook ads campaign. So a typical type of KPI that we would hold clients to is we want at least 50% of the leads generated to receive an estimate, at least. And then also, of those estimates, we want at least 30% to close. So let's say that you're not quite on KPI to hit those numbers, then at this stage, nearing the 90 days in, then we would want to make sure that those numbers are bumped up and that all looks good. Because at this stage, we wouldn't want to scale the campaign until we actually have the sales side and the back end all sorted out. So once that is all sorted out and the follow-up and tracking for the leads and appointment setting all looks good, then what we do is we start scaling the campaign if someone wants to scale it. So if you want to start getting more leads and scaling it and grow your revenue and then hire more help and this is how you really scale a company, then it's at this phase now where we can start increasing ad spend because we have validated what works, we have doubled down basically on what works, and now we're at the point where we can start putting more money into Facebook to start getting more leads and get more results, right? So I would personally recommend at the scaling phase, once you have the appointment setting and everything validated, then you should start increasing the ad spend about 20 to 30% at a time every 2 to 3 weeks. And you basically, at that point, you want to monitor if the cost per lead is starting to rise as you scale up the campaign, or if anything else is happening. Naturally, at this stage, when you start to scale a campaign, you are going to need to have more content coming in because the more that you spend per day on Facebook ads, the faster it's going to consume the content that you're using there because people are getting tired of seeing the same ad over and over and over again. So this is why having multiple different ads, but also a lot of new content coming in regularly to replenish those ads at least every 2 to 3 weeks is going to be really important for the scaling part of this phase here. So that is generally a timeline that I would recommend for how long does it take for Facebook ads to work. So just to recap there, within the first 24 to 48 hours, you should be getting your first lead. However, it might not be the most qualified lead, but it is leads coming through. I would say after the first 2 weeks is when the quality of those leads should start to be increasing and getting a little bit more dialed in. In the first month, 30 days, you should be putting out more estimates and meeting with people in person. And then within the first 60 days, you should be closing deals and we should have a better idea of what ads and offers are actually working and just double down on those. And then in the first 90 days there, you should definitely be getting sales. And that's when we would start to look at, okay, what can we do on the sales side to optimize the campaign so that we can start putting more money into ads and start landing more projects so we can hire more help and start to grow the business overall. And so that is basically the timeline of how long does it take to get actual results from ads for your landscaping business. So guys, if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, give it a subscribe so I can give you more great videos like this. And also, if you're watching this video right now and you own a landscaping, a lawn care business, or an outdoor living contracting company, and you're looking for an expert team to come in and really handle everything for you on the Facebook ads side, click the link below. You can book a call with my team and we will conduct a free strategy call with you and we'll see where are you at right now, what are your goals, and what kind of support we could give you to really scale things up and take it to the next level. So I would love to help you out there. So anyway, guys, hope you found this video helpful and I'll see you on my next video.